Greetings. Much love and respect to each and everyone checking in as usual. The Nick and that podcast there again. This time around, happy Friday to each and everyone. I don't know, in Jamaica, it is a hustling day where everybody want for trash. Everyone want to run to the fast food restaurant. But the Nick and that podcast here, anything you're doing this Friday evening, make sure that you have an earbud in or your phone is on speaker. You make sure that whatever device you are tuning on, to watch anything on YouTube, you are watching Nick and that podcast. You understand? This time is around on Daniel Talk Football, YouTube channel. Much love and respect as you guys checking in as usual. You don't know, share the video, like up the video, also subscribe. Much love and respect to the channel. What says you, man? What's going on? In the Friday, you don't know. Today's a bossy day in Jamaica where no one want to be broke, no one want to in a dirty clothes. It is a trash. It is a trash day where everyone go out and hustle and get the mole of the bread. Get a box of chicken and chips. Una eat the healthy stuff. Kentucky Fried Chicken, burger, pizza, you name it. You understand? I think today is a day wherever you go in any town in the 14th parish, from downtown Kingston to Linstead Market to Maypen, Spanish Town, Santa Cruz, you name it. Everyone is out and stunting at this time. You get what I say? So, what says you, man, on Friday?
You don't know, people bless up themselves, who check in again, back on it again, See me now, my Jamaica jersey, well, match out with the team of the show, the Nick and that podcast, as Nick said, today on Friday. Don't know, I remember them day back in the day when they hook on a Friday and I'm gonna get him go up a barrier, get him chicken and rice and peas on a Friday. Now, whoever can buy them Burger King and them KFC on a Friday night going home, is the me I say, can tune in, but bless up everybody who tune in again. Don't forget, smash a like on the video. If you love the content, subscribe to both channels, Nick Ada Media Us and Danny Football Talk. You don't know, but let's get the ball rolling.
And also, today's idea is I know a lot of scrimmage football play throughout the week, but when you go in the prominent communities, you don't find scrimmage play that much on a Friday. You will find it, but you're not going to find it on a Friday, all over the prominent communities like the Rima, the Chenstown, the Tivoli Garden, the Joseland community. You're not going to find it. You're going to find one and two man and kick some ball, maybe some little kids, but at this time, the grown folks, it's hustling day, man. It's all about go out there and get something. Can you understand? Food have to eat. Today's a day where everybody wants to eat big, healthy, junk food, you name it. You don't know. So we're there again representing. Remember, as a kid, you want to make sure that today Friday you put on one of your best set of yard clothes or one of those going out clothes and just to hang out with your friends and to have a talk. And I remember growing up as well as a teenager, we used to go and buy a big bottle of Red Label wine, and get a sanitary cup, and that is it for us around 15 16 year old, and our little small corner, in Kingston 13, Maxfield Avenue. Big up to the Maxfield man as well, tune into the
Kingston 13.
Yeah, big up to the Maxfield 13 communities, the Whitfield, the Greenwich Farm, the whole Waltham, the whole over Frack City Park, over Norman Manley High School, you name it, man. You don't know. Big up the man them on the corner as well. Much love and respect goes out to our community, Maxfield, half Waltham, half Maxfield. You don't know it. So look, people, we're going to get into the football. Right here, going to talk about so many stuff is happening around the Football Federation. We're going to get into it again, the political side of the football. We're going to get into some recap of what's to come, over the weekend as well. And a bit of extra time where concern a bit more of the Champions League game that played at Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in the capital of Spain in Madrid. And a bit of Premier League recap. So that's what really coming up as well. Looking over the Europa League game play, a big game in Portugal where, the Braga team took down the German team as well. Rayo Vallecano getting one over, Strasbourg. Gary O'Neill, the former Wolverhampton manager. But loads of things coming up in this podcast as well. Leon Bailey, wow. hit the bench again. How many nail is on the bench? Maybe Leon Bale is the best candidate to tell us how many nail drive through those bench at Villa Park are. Oh, cool. The bench was at City Ground yesterday as well. But look, as I said, man, crazy stuff. Quagmire around the football at this moment. In Jamaica. Before we came on here, we were talking about the PFLJ and all, the blueprint and the compensation that they didn't pay, suing for loads of money, over 200,000, USD, lots of money when the PFLJ is already in the red. We saw Mount Pleasant big boss Peter Gould, Unit Epstein for Moby as well, walk away from the football, saw them replace, a few people. But we're going to talk about the Jamaican Football Federation, the JFF, and the best way to start this topic is to get the audio clip played by the president himself when he said that he must run away. You get what I'm saying? And in hindsight, listening to that recap, it's like it's an alarming bell still going off in my ears. How can a leader really come out and there's not much pressure inside from his co-workers to come
Yeah,
down on him like, listen, you have to, for the credibility for the Football Federation in Jamaica, the
yeah,
hierarchy that run football in Jamaica, you have to take some action and accountability. Are
yeah.
you still surprised there's not much people inside of the admin is really calling for the president to resign? I think he should go.
Yeah, I think we did first couple episode ago we was talking about the same problem in the JFF. There's no accountability and get what I'm saying. And um, up to this day, we're speaking. I know they're having a lot of discussion going on with who's gonna be the new coach to lead us going forward in the next chapter of Jamaican football and stuff like that. And I don't know what's going on. I was listening to a program when one of the guy asked him, and I don't exactly know what program it was, but I remember the guy that was asking the president, what would you do? What would you do if you
Yeah, it was
if
an IRFM program with Raja and Robert, I think. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, an
and
IRFM.
what would you do better if you have the chance to do it again over? And the president was like, uh, you don't know. And this the same guy that was doing the program have to give the president stuff to say, like, would you fire what's the coach name boy that was here?
Oh, yeah. So he
Steve
initially he
Steve
was like,
McLaren.
yeah, Steve McLaren. Yeah.
Steve McLaren. He was like, yo, would you fire Steve McLaren a little bit faster and bring in Steve to do it and stuff like that? And he was like, yeah, maybe, and maybe not give Steve the I think speed that get us to the World Cup. It's like he doesn't know. You see me? I say no, no, him no know. So just imagine the president at the top does not know what he wants to do. If you get the chance to do it back over, you don't even have it in your head. If you know, say, oh, yeah, me already have it planned though. If you say, yo, someone that do this, someone that do this. Why someone that know?
I think as a president, this is all you know that the president himself, Michael Ricketts, yeah. So in best amigo named Feelings Boss, I'm gonna call the president him mash mouth because the moment him start talk, him just all over the place like a mashed potato. You get what I say? Look, the president, man. I lost a lot of respect already, for these people. I don't know how much more respect I can, lose, for these people, especially feelings boss. Look, they call themselves the leaders of this hierarchy, of this entity, and they cannot look themselves into the mirror and hold themselves accountable. It's like it's just crazy how their human minds are working where they just finding, something to clutch at. They're trying to clutch at a straw where when they come and talk about the failure in this World Cup cycle, they are not even talking about how much they mismanaged this, how much they could have done, this better. And that was the perfect question he was asked that, what in hindsight, what would you do if you
Yeah.
could go back and change? And the first thing he said, nothing,
He
nada,
doesn't know.
nothing. He doesn't know.
Nothing.
This is how I know that he's not running the football. He's not running the ship. He's
Yeah.
not the man that carrying out the anchor, on this ship. He's not the one doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at where if we got the opportunity again at that given point when he was asked, we would have failed even 10 times on that spot.
Because he doesn't know. He doesn't have a backup plan. He doesn't know. And I think he did another program. I don't remember if it's. I think it was that same program, and they were asking like, what happened? What go down? And he was giving you excuses of like why say the goal was given, and it was a handball,
It was a handball. You get
and and
exactly.
the previous game against Korea, so we
The
could have get
guys
a
missed a lot of
penalty.
chances.
Yeah, the guy
You get
get
a
a penalty.
penalty.
Like, get away with that. Like, come on. Like, what happened? Why we did not make it to the World Cup? Why
Why we went through a cycle with three different managers? Why?
Yes, and still didn't make it.
And still didn't make it. So it's the rumblings are all over the place. This
Yeah.
is why we cannot trust these men in the admin that running the ship. This is why the fans, the Reggae Boyz fans, look, we have been suffering for 27, 28 years at this given moment. We're at a junction where we just can't take it no more. You get what I say? And
Yeah.
this wasn't a regular qualifier. This wasn't the regular qualifier like 02, 06, in South Africa 2010, in Brazil 2014, or in Russia 2018. We didn't even make it to the final round after that qualifier. That was his first stint as a president. We didn't even make it to the final round. I think we got knocked out by 80. I was in the group of 80. So I'm saying this wasn't the regular qualifier. This was a qualification that it was given to us
It was
to
right
do
there.
the right things. It was right there. Everything was plugged in as
Yeah.
if FIFA was handing us a free ticket. But you have to kick the
Basically.
ball. You have to
Yeah.
kick the ball. You know, to go there and we mess it up. We mess
Mess
it
it
up
up.
big time. Again, I know, looking at it where FIFA is going to grant the 48 nation that qualify for the World Cup an extra $2 million. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at like, no. When these stuffs publishing by FIFA that they're going to give out another extra 2 million into the kit
Yeah.
that was already there around 10, 11 million, so close to around 13 million.
Yeah.
Bro, that's literally almost 2 billion Jamaican dollar. Do you know how much stuff that could have done in the country? You know how
Lots of
much things that could have done in grassroots football into the parish FAs and have developed football into their parish?
yeah. So many infrastructure, resource, stuff that we could have done. Build a new stadium, have a gym so the players come in, they can have, you get what I'm saying, start invest in the youth team, in the women's team. So many things. And you're telling me that somebody doesn't gonna lose their job for this?
Exactly. I don't know, man. I kind of, in my spare time before I came on, I was really thinking about when he said that him don't even have to go pack a bag, him cause him know him gonna qualify. You get what I say? And some of the things like the credibility, yeah, in a healthy system, whether that's a government, a company or organization, leaders are expected to keep their words because trust is a big part of the legitimacy. When they don't have a few things. Typically, the credibility going to take a hit. The formal mechanism around the football as well, depending on the system, the election, and all of that. That's why we're asking for the board members and the people them that who control the votes. Yeah, they must hold these people accountable. And
Yeah.
the only people that can bring emergency election, the people that who own the votes. Think the
Yeah.
50 something members, yeah, that hold the votes, they are the one that can really rooted some of these people out. But highly unlikely. This is in Jamaica. It's not going to happen like that. You understand?
Yeah,
Logically, it's just not going to happen like that. We would love to for it to happen, but
yeah,
I don't see it will just happen overnight like that. There has to be immense pressure,
yeah. Because
from our space and also mainstream.
we always realize that no matter what, we always win. You get what I'm saying? Because we can preach all the right things, say all the right things, and we can say these people buy out the same board members and say, listen, you're gonna get this, sign off on this. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that might happen, but I'm saying like happen everywhere. You get what I'm saying? In not even just sports, in real politics. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you see these people in power, they stay there because of and they're able to get away with. And I hope these board members have some integrity, have some morals, and hold these people accountable. You get what I'm saying? Because end of the day, you see how many money we have lost out on, and we could have
Yeah,
able to get these money. You get what I'm saying? Look at this too. The board member need to look at this. That same money that we lost out on. Yeah, you guys probably would have got a bonus, and you guys
yeah.
didn't got it. You get what I'm saying?
Of
Because
course,
of
of course, bonus was promised.
yeah, just
Yeah,
because of just because of pride and ego of the same person that you want to elect to be the coach.
why? I don't know.
Crazy.
Me still I wrap my head around it of thinking that someone who have three roles during this campaign still one of the leading candidate, even to take the team to the Unity Cup on a 1 month contract. How is that conceivable at this moment? That cannot be possible. That
Need to
just
be
cannot be possible at this. Like looking at it, one, right, is roles leading up to the entire campaign. He failed. Yeah, a jack of all trade and don't master any. Two, he's not qualified at this moment with his coaching certificate. Three, his coaching tactics are a fraud. It's not competent.
yeah,
And four, he wasn't a real football player who would say, okay, him have the knowledge, him have
yeah.
the experience of
What has
know
what
what,
has he achieved as a player? What has
yeah,
he
what he
you know?
achieved a player where of a non-qualification certificate going to put me in this situation. He have
Yeah,
not shown over the last couple of games that he can manage this team
yeah.
and put his emotions away. Why Ancelotti is such a prolific manager, one of the best manager, would you put Rudolph Speed in that situation?
But hear this. Jose Mourinho was never a footballer. But guess what Jose Mourinho did? He learned the game. He worked under one of the best coach ever, Sir Bobby Robson at Barcelona. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He learned his
alongside Pep.
trade. You get what I'm saying? So he learned his way of coaching under the best to become the best. You get what I'm saying? So what has Speed learned? Who has teach Speed to become a coach?
I
You get
don't
what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah,
So, as you said, Speed have been in three roles throughout this
yeah,
campaign. You get what I'm saying? Three roles. He was the advisor, he was one of the director, and then become one of then become the coach
become the
to
coach,
get
head coach.
to bring us over the line and fail. And then he's still in the position to get the job. How does that make sense?
That can't add up, bro. That I don't see all that is adding up at this moment. And
And put this
just
out
to
there too. Just to finish that. Let's not finish the start. Me not apply for job. Me get job.
get job, people ask me to do job, and he used another word. I think I forgot about it where he was talking about is aspire. You don't aspire to do anything. Who walk out a board meeting when you hear say Coley favorite to get the job? If you aspire to do something, why would you even storm outside of the board meeting of saying that this is not going to happen? Like not under your dead body.
How this how this people get a job in the JFF if he didn't apply?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
How did he get a job in the JFF if he
I
did
don't
not
know.
apply?
You know, hear the man say, people ask him to come and do, like, this is so much full of bollocks at this moment where the ego is on a different level where you say you have never applied for a job. I don't know if I can sit here and comprehend that and say that I fully understand what you just said and trust what you said. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that.
You know what that basically tell me? The people in the board me, I only a beg me for come coach Jamaica. Me not need Jamaica. I only a
Exactly.
beg me
So
for come coach
so
Jamaica.
the board members are the president at beg speed for come and coach a team.
Yes.
And then putting out a criteria out there that there's no market for any foreign coaches. It's
Yeah.
strictly local. So the bank account kind of wipe on that one still. But yeah, so the bank account in a red where no money in a day night. But still report will come out and said that 5 million. That's roughly around 30,000 USD per month. You know how much John Erdman was getting at Canada? 40,000 USD per month. That's 10 extra or under 10 extra
Mm.
of what Rudolph Speed. No, 10,000 of over of what Rudolph Speed was expecting reports flying that he was going to get.
Yeah.
You
And
get what I mean?
and we're talking about a coach that been around the blocks, have experience. Coach
Build
a
the
national.
Canadian women team. I think
Yeah.
it started from somewhere down at the New Zealand, Australia side, right? Build Canada women team as a foundation, a chemistry. Just the whole philosophy of Canadian football on both sides, men and women. He built that structure. He built up a generations of women where they can believe that they can even go to, the Olympic, big stages and perform and get gold medal. I don't remember if they get gold medal, but they got some type of a medal. I think it was bronze. Going to World Cup, having big moments. The Canadian team as well. You get what I say?
Yeah.
Looking at he was. I remember if he was that one as well going to Qatar with the Canadian men's national team. So the groundwork have already there on his portfolio and his CV, but at the Canadian men's national team, he was earning roughly around 40,000 USD,
Yeah.
which is very close of the same reports of the numbers that they said Speed probably would have get if he didn't get the job at given at the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, there's no money, but that's a lot of money. 5 million Jamaican dollar per month. That's a lot of money for someone who don't qualify, who don't have the experience at this level, who don't have the experience as a player at this level where you can say, okay, you can trust his ability. I don't even know who taught him. I think he said in an interview that he's currently doing his pro license with the same guy that did Thierry Henry and Cesc Fabregas pro license as well. So I don't know, man.
But don't forget, John, this same guy, John Hardman, applied for the job. You get
Exactly.
right after Al Grinson, and we deny him. You get what I'm saying? So is so we just make a lot of bad decision. You get what I'm saying? We reject a guy that's have a lot of experience. Very
Know the
young.
region. Know the region.
Know the region, and you get what I'm saying. He's from England as well. We went for Steve McLaren, an older coach. You get what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't know if it's the case where this coach is demanding, hey, I'm coming with my team. I'm coming with my staff. I'm want to have competent people around me. And maybe we just went on the road like Steve McLaren he just like to just take the job and then probably tell Steve McLaren, hey, you have to come and work with our people. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just hoping that if we do ever gonna go overseas, which I do, if it's not, we're gonna give it to Paul. But we have to give the coach competent people to work around. We do not want to see the same people on the sideline that's been there with the previous coach that failed. with the previous coach. You get what I'm saying? I we're not just talking about assistant coach. We're talking about fitness coach. We're talking everything. You get what I'm saying? Because football is more than just tactics on the sideline. There's way more to football than that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we are trying to get high professional play at the highest level. We're going to need high performance training as well in terms of the fitness, the video analytics, everything go down. The coach have to have very, trustworthy people around him that can really, get the job done whenever, he asks for certain stuff to be done as well. You get what I say? So I'm looking at it where they said emergency meeting, and the emergency meeting almost the duration of the time before the meeting, the due date is close to 2 week. Close to 2 week when we heard the report, and I'm like, it was a week and a half away before the meeting supposed to be scheduled. It is an emergency meeting. I'm like, this can't be an emergency meeting. Maybe this is just a regular monthly board meeting that, and them just tricking the public that, listen, we are going to have an emergency meeting. I'm
Mm,
saying the meeting is supposed to be around next week for the Unity Cup, which we are hearing as well. A 1 month contract might be on the table for Feelings Boss. And then the permanent one push back until in June.
mm,
So we are going to play a Unity Cup around the 27th and maybe the end of May, which are around the 30th, 30th, right? And then a week after that will be the meeting to discuss who is going to be the permanent head coach for the national team. FIFA date for June window will be the 1st to the 9th. Will there be a game for the June window? That tells me no. That tells me no. There will be no game for the national team. So now, looking at it, we are doing pitch patching work at this moment. Where 1 month contract at this given time. How long now the team play the last game? Over a month. Yeah?
over a month.
Over a month. This is the first of the month. We are in the first of the month. Over a month now, the team play its last game. And we
Yeah.
cannot have a proper meeting and hear discussion, talk of what went wrong in the World Cup campaign. How can you have a failure in this manner and there's no proper meeting as yet to
Yeah.
discuss and talk to the people, the stakeholders as well? Like, listen, Jano, at this go down, we had a board meeting after what happened. We summarized the whole campaign, look at what we did wrong. Else the president would come out and said him no know because nothing not go on in the federation.
Yeah, yeah, my theory. I don't think they know what they want to do. I personally believe they don't know what they want to do. Just like the president, regardless of the board member, how they feel and what they want to do, the president does not know. I think they don't know what they want to do. The emergency meeting, how many times we hearing about this meeting is supposed to happen?
It was supposed to be out March 19.
What they are going to discuss about? What they don't know what they want, because here what I feel like, here what I honestly believe happened. I think Jamaica, I think the JFF was so sure that we was gonna make it to the World Cup.
So there's no plan, no backup.
They don't have a plan. How many times we see President Ricketts with the FIFA president in games? You don't think he's there talking to the president and say, yo, I'm president and say, yo, I want Jamaica to be at the World Cup. Jamaica is a brand. This jersey is a brand. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, they don't know what they want to do. They are stunned. They are so shocked. They don't know what they want to do. And this 1 month more speed not forget no month. People go one side. Get the 1 month to Coley. When I want to see speed on the sideline, man. But now I go watch the match if speed I gotta be the coach. I'm not watching no game for speed I gotta be the coach. But now I watch the match.
Um, I'm looking at how the process will go down of going through the application, looking at the best candidate. I don't know what will be the criteria of what type of nationality um they want to be the head coach. If they're still sticking to the guns of just locals, if you in the diaspora as a local, or you on the island as a local, right? Are they willing to accept foreign application from foreign coaches as well, like what John Erdman, did in previous time, and apply, which a man take him time out and apply with his credential, looking at that CV, look at the experience he have in this region, both men
Yeah.
and women. This is a man that can come in and do a very good job. He could have easily live in Jamaica, develop the football nation, and also give credible information on how we must go about our structure and planning of the
Mm-hmm.
future. We don't need, that's why I'm saying, like, giving someone a 2 year deal at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you maybe can give him a 2 year deal, but
And
maybe
then
a next year and our next 2 years on it, to where optional on the federation side, we can trigger that.
yeah.
But I would love us to guarantee someone with a 3 year contract of give him the time, give him the resource, leave him, make him do him work,
Yeah.
get the right staff around him where he can structure something for this national team. And I'm going to say this as well. Jamaica, the people them that doing the coaching course and this come out as speed mode, them all equipped to teach CONCACAF B license. They are not equipped to teach the A license. Them have forgot Trinidad and Tobago to do that.
Yeah.
The man that got appointed and replaced Wendell Downswell, someone that who helped us over the line numerous youth tournaments to go to the World Cup, right? I think it's Andrew Peart at this moment hold that technical of director role. A technical director role in any sporting entity or just football itself in general. Looking at it now in the Premier League, it's a very vital role. This is a man that really get the ship rolling with the sporting director.
Yeah.
And the chairman is the one that working on both sides in the admin with the chairman or the board members, and also reporting back to the coaching staffs and setting that structure and that plan. Speed once said again on an interview where he was asked, why not put maybe Richard King in the midfield? And he said that, maybe, Richard King, look at if we sell any midfielders, why would I even want to put Richard King there? But, I remember Jason Morrison, Austin, and these players as well, got sold in Jamaica to play in big leagues, only in bigger times. So you can name it. So many players. I think Richard as well used to play for New York Red Bull, who was a number 10, but wasn't a really essential midfielder, but he's a player could play there. And you know what he said, that coaches in Jamaica are not equipped enough to develop a player as a midfielder.
Mm.
How can you name someone that who cannot even coach or instruct in the classroom of how a coach going to do, and let him and let that coach teach the pro
Yeah.
license in the classroom? How can you have someone who going to hold the technical director job, Mr. Andrew Peart? I think he's running. I remember if he is the top man down at Glenmuir in the Dakasa Cup. He was the one that was assistant under Miguel Coley at Jamaica College. And this figure, I think this individual hold a CONCACAF A license. At some given point, are probably in the process of doing a pro license as well. But he only can teach the CONCACAF B license. Our
Mm.
Speed say less than a year ago, there's no coach, or the coaches are in Jamaica are not equipped enough to develop midfielders. So what does that tell me? There's no one in around the island are qualified for these type of roles. I think a technical director should go to someone who qualify and skill. It is a skill job. It is a skill job. And Speed around for quite some time in the boardroom. The president been there for the last around close to a decade, 8, 9 years, right? And you yet to see a plan. You yet to see a plan of a structure and a system. Nothing has put out to the public like this is what we are going to do, and these are some of the stuff that going to happen. You can only talk as what Speed said. The president, what him say, cheek to tongue.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so
I'm gonna back up that to say, yo, if they're saying that it's only local, they don't have enough money to hire any foreign coach or anybody outsider. You know that disqualify a lot of coaches in Jamaica because not a lot of coaches is qualified
in,
enough.
enough.
We can't even count on our hand how many qualified coaches in the island. Tapa, I don't think they're gonna go back to Tapa.
No,
Coley, and that's it.
that's it.
That's it. So that means that the list is very short
And they know why they did it like that.
because they don't have a lot of choices then.
They don't have a lot of options,
Yeah.
and they know that Speed has to be there. It has to be there. But I'm just saying that follow up on what I was saying. Peart, I think in the making, if he can get into the groove of getting coach and also instruct on how to be a technical director or sporting director, whatever you want to name it as well. I think in the future he might be a very good candidate. He's a bright fella. He wants to learn. The ego is there as well. But he's just one of those guys that Rudolph Speid and the board members pin in that position, and it's for years that Wendell Downswell was the technical director, a role that paid by FIFA. For years, you have never heard anything from the technical director. You more hear from Rudolph Speid.
We don't
That's the
want
man.
no we don't want
No one
nobody
else to speak. No
no
one else supposed to speak.
we don't want nobody that connect with speed. We want someone who have no relation with speed. You get what I'm saying? Because speed. I think speed have all the control. He run. I heard someone on Ryan Elite's TV said today that the JFF need to be investigated because why does speed have so much say over everything? You get what I'm saying? Like, why does he come out and speak? Every time you realize we only hear from Speed and the president, we don't
That's
hear
it.
from nobody else. Why?
That's it.
Why is
That's
that?
it. That's it, man. So I don't know. Like the JFF even talk about only locals, or you will hear Rice seems to come out and said maybe we must go back to our locals with players, the foreign man them under this. You know that the policies even for discriminations that align with FIFA and the federations across the world doesn't align to that. That is a violation.
They
That
don't
is
know
a
that.
strictly violation.
And this is what I'm
Yeah,
saying. They don't know what they're doing. They're just saying a lot of nonsense. That's what I'm saying. They don't know what they're doing. They're just throwing out stuff out there and saying, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this.
when I look at it in hindsight, where our probably lowest ranking in years, I think it was under Alf Grimson when we got that bronze medal up in Texas, when we drew. No, when we beat the Panamanian and lost in the semi-final versus US, that own goal by Korberg that went into extra time, right? A foreign coach was the last coach that brought us to the World Cup. How many local coach brought us to that promised land? One I can remember, and it's Tapa Whitmore. Gold Cup final, and I think Caribbean Cup as well. I don't remember if he won two or just one, but I remember that Caribbean Cup around 2010. You get what I say? Carl Brown. I don't even want to mention, Carl Brown. You understand? A man that, we respect, a Carl Brown that, when you talk about the godfather figure around Boystown Football Club, he's that man. We used to be around his hands already when we used to
Yeah.
be, aligned with that football club. But at this modern time, Tapa is the only real local coach at that time who I think his second stint they were paying him 1,000 a month.
They never respect him. They never
And then his second contract was like around 5 to 6 thousand US dollar a month.
yeah.
Yeah, I said that's like around $1 million Jamaican dollar, and then you want to give a man who have never done anything on the world scene for Jamaica. Who would not even qualify 5 million when it's just a few years back, Tapper, Whitmore, just to earn a penny to coach the national team. And then you see man chase him around in World Cup qualifying for him to get bad result, for him to get sacked. I believe that everything that's what is happening at this moment strategically planned to put or to get people in certain position
Yeah.
so they can align themselves and build them CV or build them resume. Where you want to put it.
Yeah.
Everything is just chaos around this football at this moment. Looking at it where who in the JFF can do a very good interview process of interview a coach who have the knowledge of the game. I don't think no one is in
I
that.
don't think nobody. That's a very good point because if we were to say that even if we say we want to go overseas and we want to get a coach overseas, like who's gonna sit down with a coach and talk about the structure and the future and how we want to go forward and just imagine say let's put it John
John
the
Erdman.
coach John Herdman sit there putting on his ideas and his structure and his information to speed and say, hey, this is what I want to do and stuff like that. Are we have any confidence in speed and say, yo, yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense, or even the president? Because I think the president incompetent as speed as
I
well.
don't think the president know anything. I don't think
You
he
get
know
what I'm saying?
nothing about football.
So that's where the problem comes in. We need football people who understand the game, modern time. You see what I'm saying?
Hold
We
on,
need the people.
stick up in. When Alf Grims walk away, Speed say we're gonna bring a modern coach. Who him bring after Alf Grimson? How can we trust these people now? Like
Yeah.
the Alf Grimson walk away because of stuff happened behind the scene, right? But we hear say, yo, we're gonna bring a modern coach. Who was that modern coach? When was the last time Steve McLaren
Yeah.
had a job at the head coach position? How many times the Bradley get sacked from his position?
Yeah.
You cannot, that's what I'm saying. And then on the flip side, you're hearing that, oh, we can't really just remove people from their post or sack the manager in. It's all about a board decision. But no, they are doing stuff behind some of the board members. So you only come out and said it is a board issue. The board can control this. The board, we recommend the coach to the board from 1, 2, 3 in our list, chronological order. But still, we here said there wasn't no interview process really for Steve McLaren. It was
No.
just a smash and go it
Yeah. They
of
just go off of his previous years and what he
is
has
Steve McLaren really
achieved.
a modern coach? Is he a modern coach? I don't know if
No,
he's
he's
a
not.
modern coach. I
No,
think
he's not.
can Steve McLaren see by the way? I don't know, man. You get what I say? So talking about Steve McLaren, I saw something on BBC where the club that got relegated from League One football, Rotterdam,
Yeah.
maybe in talks to sign Steve McLaren to coach them in next campaign of 26-27 into League Two. His last job was in his last EFL job was in 2019 at QPR. That didn't last for 18, not even 18 months. You get what I'm saying? So I'm mean, like, are these people still trusting Steve McLaren to to be the head coach and to revamp that team and to bring them back up into League One football? I don't know, man.
I
You
think
get what I say?
I
I would love to know his
understand.
agent or
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
manager.
he have a very good. Cause first of all, Steve McLaren should have never got the Jamaica job, never in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So I'm surprised he's still able to get another job. He got a really good agent. You get what I'm saying? But um, I don't know, man. I think this Jamaica Federation, like they never did start impressed with. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But It's
I
crazy.
don't know. These people that doing the interview process. I don't know if I can trust them anymore. To interview the proper coach and to highlight certain things in that interview process. Maybe Speed can do that to a level because I think as much as we criticize him so much,
Yeah.
maybe he can ask a few questions, but I just think that his ego, he just think that, he is the brightest mind in around the football in Jamaica. There's no other Rudolph Speed in Jamaica but him himself. But I think maybe, he can ask one or two questions in that interview process, but I still don't even trust him to bring
Yeah.
in someone that's going to take us to the next level. And I'm looking at it where we don't need a a cobbler. Yeah, we don't need a cobbler, someone that who cobbler up work in our furniture shop of not doing the job properly. Take the people their money and steal the people them still away for them furniture. You get what I say? Just like a famous furniture man that live on Burke Road. Big up to Mr. Brown. Take the
Yeah.
people their money, lie the Brown, take the people their money, and then weeks, months, the people them still can't get them project.
Still to this day.
So this is what these guys are doing, where they're not doing their job properly. You get what I said? There was a
Yeah.
question that I really did want to ask. To all right, this is a question I remember now. Do you trust the next permanent coach under this current regime?
No. I think it depends. To me, if it's from someone overseas, I think I could trust them a little bit because they probably would come and show up the JFF again, just like what Arguinson did. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like if it's someone inside, like maybe a Miguel Coley, I think Miguel Coley tactically he will get. I think he will improve the players on the field. But I feel like the JFF will still try to um involved in his selection, all the players that he wants to bring. But I feel like if someone overseas came in, I feel like the JFF would have to back him just like what they backed Arguinson for a while. Because they were backing Arguinson for a while
Yeah,
until he started to get frustrated with the Leon Bailey stuff and off the field stuff.
off the
So
field.
I
Yeah,
feel yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I would love for someone from overseas. So if it's overseas, I will fully trust them. But if it's someone inside, I'm kind of 50-50.
yeah. I would probably say that I would probably somewhat trust a overseas coach, but I have to see that person as well. Look at Steve McLaren. Before you walk into that door, man already compromised. They already compromised him.
Yeah.
Press him like a cardboard, flat. You get what I say? So it depends on the personality of the individual. It depends on even where they're coming from. Look at a coach like the Professor Rene Simons, where he's letting Captain Horace Boy like, listen, man, I need this. You don't know. You get what I say? You need people that you're going to put their feet on. But I do not want the next permanent head coach to be around certain figures in the admin. It just not. It's going to be the same old process.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same old process. That good coach might come in, and then guess what? He only spend like 15, 16 months, like what Steve McCurran did, 16, 17 months. And
Yeah.
then you hear all what's not a going behind the scene. The coach resign. And you look, if a coach comes into an organization or an individual comes into an organization and him sign a 4-year contract, but him resign before him even reach halfway, what that tells you?
Yeah.
That tells you a lot about that entity. You get what I say? So it all, boils down to the personnel, the type of personality that that coach will have and bring into the national team. But folks, I think we have gone, length of time, to be honest. We're going to take the next 10 minutes and to wrap up the podcast as well. We are close to an hour mark. We are close to an hour on the time clock. But watch a game, yesterday. Aston Villa played away to Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, where Forest won the first leg. No show again for Leon Bailey. I think out of the last 4 games. I think it's a no-show for him. He played in the last Premier League game versus Fulham.
Yeah, come
Didn't
on,
do
get a couple
anything.
minutes.
I saw Gabby Abongla or question both Jadon Sancho and Leon Bailey future at Aston Villa, and also saying that he hate to watch these players on the pitch for Aston Villa. Why?
Mm,
They doesn't take risk. They are so robotic of what they do on the pitch, where they get the ball, they
yeah,
pass it back. They are not picking up that football and expressing themselves. They are not brave enough. I've even seen John McGinn trying to take on player. I see
yeah,
no why they call him Scotland Messi. You get what
yeah.
I say? But yeah, go ahead. What you saying?
No, I think we talk about the NBA previously, but just a big match semi-final in the Europa League playing against Nottingham Forest away, and you need a goal. And Liam Bailey, I mean, yeah, they brought on Sancho in the last part in the match and stuff like that, but your coach need a goal to get back at least to get something from that from the
And there
first
was
leg
only
to
four
bring.
changes you made. You have
And the
one
four
extra change left. One extra change left.
Bailey has to get out of that team. He has to get a move this summer. Has to.
I don't know, man. It's frustrating to talk about Leon Bailey and not getting any game. Braga, Freiburg, 2-1 was that game ended in Portugal as well. This Braga team is very good. I think Braga has also missed a penalty. I think the German, Leonard took down one of the Braga attacker and they missed the penalty. Would have easily won this game 2-3. You said it in the last podcast as well, that you saw this team play against Real Betis and they were
Yeah.
very good. You get me? I say, Rayo Vallecano in the Conference League as well beat Strasbourg, a former team of Liam Rossinier, now coached by Gary O'Neill, the former Wolverhampton coach. The Spanish club won that game in Spain as well, in Madrid. I think Strasbourg are good enough. Gary
Yeah.
O'Neill, I think, he has
Yeah.
shows a lot. I think they will overcome this deficit as well in France, next week. But the big one though, very surprising. You said that you see Palace to win the Conference League and they beat Shakhtar Donetsk, a Ukraine team that the game played in Poland as well because of the war that currently happening at this moment over on that side of the world. But Palace, can I see they go back to Sellers Park and give up this big lead, two goal lead over Shakhtar Donetsk in England, especially.
Yeah, I think Oliver Gazna, very experienced coach. I think he won the Europa League with Frankfurt before. So,
Yeah,
he won the FA Cup with Crystal Palace.
Palace.
And he
Yeah,
won the committee shield. So this is a guy is a winner. You get what I'm saying? And don't forget, this guy lost so many players. You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Olise, Eze,
Olisa
his
was a
cap.
big one. Yeah.
Yeah, and his captain, he lost his captain. So
Gui, yeah.
he's yeah, so he's a very good coach, and I'm surprised that Crystal Palace is not trying to do everything in their books to keep this guy around. But I think Crystal Palace should go all the way. I think three
This is
scoring three goal away should
yeah.
is gonna be very
I
difficult for
think they
Shakhtar to come
scored.
back.
It was a very good, wonderful build up. First 21st, 20 second in the game. The Senegalese Sar
Mm.
scored a goal. It was a wonderful shot as well. Slat and the right hand corner of the goalkeeper. But to be honest, the teams that didn't get the big result in the European ties, the game that played on Thursday, right? I can see maybe Freiburg get something in a hostile environment in Germany. I see if they can get an early goal and then see if the atmosphere can cave in on this Braga team. Look, the atmosphere was very good. In Portugal with this Braga team. I love to watch a game at Braga Stadium where that mountain range is right behind the goal as well.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
very
yeah.
good side. Get me? I say, so I see that Braga game 50-50. It's up in the air at this moment in the Europa League. I see Aston Villa beating Forest, to be honest. I see the Germans and the English team.
I don't think
Aston Villa.
I don't think Aston Villa beating Forest. Forest is on a roll. They have won the last. I think they won the last 7 to 5 games.
Yeah.
I think Forrest is really really on form. You get what I'm saying? What do you make about that tackle from Anderson and Ollie Watkins? You don't think that's a red
Oh,
card?
could probably, I think it was a little bit high as well, but I think it was 50-50. I think it was on the fence to me, but he was very lucky though. He was very
Yeah,
lucky, to escape that. I think he
yeah.
also, I forgot his name, Rogers. I think he nutmeg Rogers in the game also. He's a very good player. He is a very good player. But yeah, I see Strasbourg going through. I see Palace and Strasbourg playing in the conference final, and Freiburg and Aston Villa. Leading up to the Premier League, what's ahead of us at this moment? The title race. Yeah, the title race, what is happening in the English Premier League match day 35. We know that Burnley will play away at Elland Road, in Yorkshire versus Leeds. Could say Leeds practically safe. Burnley, no Scott Parker. What do you think of that? That the potential candidate might be Stevie Gerrard or Craig Bellamy
For Burnley,
for Burnley.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Michael Jackson.
Oh,
That's good. You didn't mention
I
that.
saw it was trending
Yo,
all over
that's
social media.
it. Like Michael, if Fabi supposed that Michael Jackson's gonna be Burnley new coach, I was like, what? And I was reading the comments on this be Michael Jackson comment but then
Yeah, I think that
uh
was trending as well.
yeah, I think that would be a good coach for I think that's where for me Steven Gerrard level is. I know he did a really good job at Rangers when he had Rangers and then
Does
he
Craig
came.
Bellamy was there with Vincent Company at Burnley?
I think so. I think so. I
I
think he
think you have done
was.
I think you have done a really good job at Wales, taking over from Ryan Giggs. I think you have
Yeah,
done a very good job there. Craig Bellamy, if you
yeah,
ask me. Stevie Gerrard did well in Scotland
yeah, but he
for
couldn't.
Rangers.
He just couldn't cope in the Premier League when he was at Aston Villa, and then
Aston
when
Villa, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
went
yeah.
to Saudi, and
Yeah, it
just
didn't really
couldn't.
work out as well, yeah.
So, maybe that's somewhere he can able to start build back. Just like how you see Lampard went to the
Yeah,
championship
I
and
think it will
start.
work out.
Yeah,
I think it will work out. I think when he did that interview and the overlap where he's talking about not want to go overseas, want something close as well.
yeah.
And I think of where Liverpool located geographically in England, it's not too far from Lancashire, where Burnley located just hour 2 hour drive, from both cities. So I think it will be a much easy job as well. And we know what family means. I know people can really settle in an environment when they're not too far away from their loved ones as well. The title race. City play away at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one, especially Everton lost their last game versus West Ham at the London Stadium. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one. While the other league, the title race, will play a derby in the Emirates. You remember that last game? I think Fulham got a point at the Emirates with 10 men. I think it was Joao Falfino scored in that goal as well. It was
Yeah,
last
yeah,
season,
yeah.
so it was last season as well, where Fulham, yeah, it was a 2-2 draw in 2023. Fulham got a red card. Joao Falfino scored in the 87th minute as well, that drew 2-2. But what says you around these two games? City away at Il Dickinson Stadium and also Arsenal playing at Emirates on the back of a tough Champions League game, knowing that in a few days from there they will play Atletico Madrid at home again in the Champions League.
I think going away at Everton, it's gonna be a very difficult game for City. I think City gonna be playing their first time since that new stadium built. But I think I still have City to edge. City have been well rested. They haven't played in the football since the FA Cup, and they did rest a lot of players in that match. So I think City should able to go away at Everton and get the points done and put a lot of pressure on Arsenal. Arsenal. I think Arsenal and I think they're gonna rest players because they're gonna wanna have fresh players for that Champions League. And don't forget, Arsenal have a lot of injuries. You get what I'm saying? I think what's his name? Avers have been out. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I think is me. So I think Arsenal, I just have a slight feeling that Arsenal, Fulham might catch Arsenal cold. I just feel like Arsenal. I don't see a 1-1 draw in that game.
Fulham are there in the race for a European spot. They're not giving up.
European spot.
Yeah, they're not giving up as well. I saw the last time that City lost against Everton. It was back in 2017.
Yeah.
Romelu Lukaku, Miralles and Davis and Lookman scored in that game as well. That was under Pep Guardiola when Ronald Koeman was the manager as well. And looking at it at Fulham, we talk about that massive 2-2 draw in 2023. They came back with one man down on the pitch, to draw that game, walk away with the Emirates. If we can see anything like that, then Arsenal will be on top of the table by 1 point. But I think that game on Monday coming up, City versus Everton, that's going to be a tough cracker game. Yeah, I think hold on. Is it a bank holiday in England? Why is it that Chelsea is playing 10 a.m. on a Monday?
And that's what
Is
I'm
it a
saying.
bank holiday? Is it a bank holiday in England?
I don't know, but me they see it. I mean, I say, yo, why Chelsea play so early? Well, for me, it's 7 o'clock for me. Monday still.
All right, so the European spots, the European spots, big game at Old Trafford on Sunday. The blockbuster one. Also, United will host their arch rival Liverpool at Old Trafford, and also Villa will play relegation rivals. Not relegation rivals. Let me take that back and not disrespect the Villa fans, but Tottenham will play away at Villa Park. You remember one time when I don't remember if it was Harry Redknapp and Martin O'Neill was on the dugout of Martin O'Neill, Aston Villa, Harry Redknapp for Tottenham. Those games between Lennon versus Ashley Young, the Kyle Walker, the Barry, the Rhea Coco, the Micah. You remember that game, Tottenham and Villa have always been that competitive clash where they just feel like that they are one of them probably just think that they probably feasible where they could break into the top four at that point, could even challenge the top four teams, the traditional top four teams. And I think it's going to be a good game, to be honest. I think Tottenham can slip one through the bag because Villa is focusing on this Europa League game.
Europa League.
Yeah, look, Villa has been hot and cold this season. They cannot be trusted. Look at the game that they played on Thursday versus Forest.
And they kind of was slipping out down to the Europa League, but I think
they got a few win on the bones.
Yeah, I think Brighton's gonna be too far to catch him, but I don't know, man. I just think Villa still gonna edge Tottenham.
So we're looking at it where the two teams that currently you will say more of in danger, Spurs and West Ham. West Ham play away at the GTEC versus Brentford. That's going to be a very good game. Coming off a win off of Everton. Brentford coming off of that loss at Old Trafford as well. They want to bounce back as well. So, looking at it, man, I think let's see what's going to happen. But our final say in the extra time where we discuss the Atletico Madrid game versus Arsenal. 2 penalty. One didn't. That one, I think, where Arteta and Chulo, was going at it when the referee when they disallowed it back and called
Which
it back.
one? The Arsenal one?
Yeah, the Arsenal one.
That was 50-50. It was 50-50 with me, but I think that was very very, very soft. But I can see why the referee give it. But I don't think Gyökeres did have fully control of that ball. But I can see why the referee give it. But to me personally, I would never give that penalty.
Yeah. So we see around 4 penalties give at the spot over the 2 semifinals game. Harry Kane, Ousmane Dembele, I think Julian Alvarez kick the one for Atletico Madrid, and also Victor Gyökeres as well. That one's tough to move your fingers. I mean, if him try to put him fingers to that, finger is that pop off. It was all black.
All black.
I must say. So people, that's where we leave it, man. as you guys wrap it up as well, if you make it this far in the video, making your way out on Daniel YouTube channel, you don't know people, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Much love and respect goes out to you guys. You don't know what good a Friday. If you're watching this on Friday as well, but this video release on Friday today. Let's see what's going to happen. Enjoy your Friday. Spend some time with a loved one. If you're commuting back home from work in the PM rush, just tune in on YouTube, and listen to the Nick and Dad podcast, soon to be on all streaming platforms. So we're just working on a few tools behind the scenes. So leave it right there, people. Much love and respect goes out to you.